I was a flight attendant back on 9/11 when people respected the job that we did. And it's just amazing to me that we've come to this point 20 years later where we have to fear for our own safety.
THOM McDaniel is a flight attendant veteran. Until the pandemic, he never dealt with this.
Sit down now. The second he said something, I pulled it over my nose.
Today, airline workers face angry and sometimes violent passengers. The Federal Aviation Administration reporting 5,664 unruly passenger incidents in 2021, over 4,000 of those being mask-related, triggering an unprecedented number of FAA investigations. With 1 in 5 flight attendants reporting physical incidents the same year, airline workers are speaking out.
How did you feel when these first started happening?
Well, quite frankly, I was horrified. We've had people who have ended up in the hospital. We've had people who have been disabled, who have been out of work for weeks, sometimes months. We've had people who had to deal with a passenger who attacked them, and it took 10 people to subdue that passenger.
Now, calls for federal oversight.
Lately, we have been punching bags. Flight attendants and aviation workers are saying, please make it stop.
Airline worker reps this week appeared before a Senate subcommittee and asked the government for swift action. Advocates in part demanding ban-to-go alcohol and delivery of open container alcohol to gates, a government-centralized banned passenger list, mandatory crew member self-defense training, increased staffing at gates, and more. In a statement, Airlines for America said in part they will continue to, quote, advocate for increased and expedited prosecution for criminal cases of unruly passenger behavior by the Department of Justice. In June, several airline associations sent a letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland requesting more criminal enforcement to deter egregious behavior. The DOJ saying in November, prior to holiday travel, it will in part, quote, do its part to prevent violence, intimidation, threats of violence, and other criminal behavior. For flight attendants like McDaniel, the changes can't come soon enough.
Why do you do this work? What does it mean to you?
It's an amazing career, but it's changed a lot. And it used to be fun, and this is not fun for us. So we want to take the career of a flight attendant back to being what it's supposed to be. And we also want to make sure that they're going to be protected on the job and that they're going to go home safely.
And Zing Clay joins us. Thank you so much for that report. Question for you. The flight attendant you spoke with, is he optimistic, even if the federal government steps in, that passenger behavior will change here?
Yeah, Megan, McDaniel is optimistic. He's hopeful, but he wants change not just from the government, but also from airlines themselves. He points out that if a passenger is unruly but not arrested, oftentimes they just end up on another flight. And so the hope is ultimately these changes will come into effect soon, especially as more Americans are flying.
And so are airline workers just looking for reform from the government? I mean, what about the airlines?
Yeah, so they're pressing and advocating not just to the government, but of course to airlines as well as the union groups. But it takes time. And the hearing we saw on Capitol Hill Wednesday is just a start.
All right, Zing Clay Asimov with a very important report there. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.